here, back with another video. Today we're in the new shop. I haven't really posted a lot on the new shop, and I haven't posted a lot on my new truck either. I've just been really busy. But we're working on a 2005 Silverado 1500, I believe. I think it's an 05. But it's a single cab. We're gonna do a cam and headers on it. It's a 4.8 truck, so we're gonna do like a max effort cam for it. And I'm just making this video so we can start off getting on the algorithm of doing videos again and stuff like that, because I've been really lacking on them. But yeah, so I'm just gonna give you a little tour of the shop real quick before we begin. This is my workbench. I have my RC stuff on there, but I'm gonna use this for like for small jobs like installing valve springs or soldering, stuff like that. And then on that side we have we have two engines that are jobs that we're currently doing. Well, they were, but they became my engines. I bought engines for the other jobs. The customers opt for a different option. So over there we have the bench that we had at the old shop, which is the grinding station, which has the belt sander and the two wheels. And then back there's the vise or whatever. I gotta move them around though, because it's in a different location here. So you can see my RCs are down there. This is the bench I made. It's pretty clean. I think I spent like 300 bucks on wood, because wood's really expensive right now because of the California fires, I believe. But it looks pretty good. And I put little LEDs under it. And I also have my charging station over there in the back. This is the truck we're working on. I'm gonna show you the other cars here in a second, but get a little glimpse of the truck. We have an upstairs. This car is his. It's a ZL1 2018. Transmission on this one. We're trying to figure out a misfire on this, or what's going on with this one?
Vacuum leak at the manifold.
Is that what it was? Yeah, so we're having fueling issues with this one yesterday, but apparently it's a vacuum leak at the manifold. And we're thinking it's the seal between the manifold and the
yeah, because it's a two-piece.
Yeah.
So there's shit from the factory.
So we gotta take it apart.
Again.
I think we should put some RTV around it.
That's what I'm gonna get.
Okay, yeah. I got some actually.
RTV, and I need a big tube, and then Loctite. Look, bolts are backing out again.
Damn, this is the vibrations. It's a supercharged Camaro here. It's a 2.9, I believe. I'm not too familiar. 2.7. We didn't build this car, but it came in for a transmission. The dyno's gonna go back here. It's gonna be pretty sick. We're still getting settled in. The shop isn't fully done, but for the most part it is. We still have some small things to do. We got to get a bench back here that's going to go along with the dyno. We got to get there's going to be some more stuff over there that's going to come along with the dyno too. Like I think the dyno comes with shelves and benches too, like a little station to work in. I have my welder there. I'm gonna get a TIG welder as well, because I need to start fabricating up some aluminum piping, and I'm gonna start making my own intakes for these trucks. And I'm gonna start, seeing what I can do with the creations you can make with TIG welding. And this shelf is pretty much just empty right now. I had a bunch of stuff on it at the old shop, but a lot of the stuff we threw back in the shed we have in the back, like used parts, and then we have a lot of stuff up there, which is like exhaust pieces and just miscellaneous like engine parts, pistons, rods, stuff like that. So let's go ahead and start working on this truck. I got a custom grind cam for it. So first thing that's gonna come off on this truck is this intake, obviously. And then we're gonna take off the manifolds. I already sprayed them down the WD-40. That way we don't break any bolts. This truck is really clean, actually. I really like it. Nothing aftermarket that I have to mess with here. Everything's virgin on this. So we're gonna start by taking off the manifolds and the intake and the cats and all that, and then I'm gonna start draining the cooling system, taking the hoses off and going from there.
Yeah.
All right, but okay, so you can see, give him a shot through there. We got the pretty much everything out. We got the valve covers off, front timing cover off. We're gonna leave the cam in there until we get the springs detensioned. Right now we're taking off the Y pipe, the manifolds, because we're gonna throw headers on this thing. I'm gonna have them hold this while or just hold it, because I'm gonna wiggle this manifold out. $15. 13. Oh my golly! Oh, I put the 13 in the wrong spot.
Dumbass. There's some
14, bro.
Come on. Like I said, rookie mistake.
I'll hold it. I'm gonna take these.
Golly.
So we got the truck completely torn apart. Still got the valve springs on there in the cam because we're still waiting on the parts to get here. Should get them here tomorrow, which will overlay the same video. So headers are off, cats are off, Y pipe is off, valve covers are off, front timing cover, everything on the front end is off. Obviously the exhaust manifold from this side as well. We are getting the liners off because when we go to install the headers, it'll be really easy to do everything right here. And then once we install the headers, we're gonna take the steering shaft off and move it to the side, just for more clearance, make the job a little easier for us. You can see here we're taking it all apart. Here's an update on the intake manifold. Oh, you already got it sealed off.
What you doing? What you doing, man? Cut, man.
So explain what happened to this intake manifold.
Dude, it's real common that these MSD manifolds leak, and there's a torque sequence.
There's even a whole like forum about them, like many forums.
Dude, we followed the torque sequence, and it's still leaking. So we just broke down and got some RTV, you know what I mean, and we just put a thick layer all around this thing, and
Supposedly he's supposed to come ready to go, ready to install.
yeah, but dude, we go drive around the block, and these bolts would be coming up, and so we blew Loctited all the bolts, resealed it. Hopefully now the customer will never have a problem again. So I think this should be standard protocol in all these MSDs though.
What was it, like lean popping?
It was lean popping like crazy, dude. It was dumping 30% over fuel because there's so much air coming in here.
And we were trying to chase. We thought we had a kinked fuel line or some vacuum. It was a vacuum leak, but we didn't introduce this problem. These manifolds come like this. So word of advice: if you do get this manifold, it's a great option for your LT motor, but you gotta take it apart and RTV it. I guess some work and some don't. Yeah, like it's a hit or miss if it's gonna seal or not.
But like I said, we just drive around the block and check these bolts, and they'd be finger tight again. It's weird.
Yeah.
Like this one was about to pop off. It was so loose.
Oh, the custom grind bald eagle stick.
What's up, dude?
Unboxing. You can't throw the stickers like that.
My bad, bro.
Look, they gave me stickers. They don't give you shit. They don't like you.
They gave me the clear ones. Yeah, they don't like me though. Oh, dude, there's some secret stuff here. You sure you
Show them the card. Show them the card. Oh, they wish they could see it. I blurred it out.
Oh.
You got the knife? Huh?
The sauce.
This is like the freaking, what would you call this on a meal? This is like the breadstick. Fills you up before you eat the entree. Alright, so I got the parts laid out here. Got the rocker arms. These aren't new, they're just used. I mean, cleaned up. They are used, but we just cleaned them up with the quartz washer, the steam cleaner. push rods, ARP bolts for the cam. We got the dual springs, the timing chain set from Rollmaster, just miscellaneous gaskets. Got the headers, got the white pipe in there. The old cam is still in there. Still gotta take it out, but I haven't removed it since I haven't had the cam here. So now that the cam's here, I'm gonna pull it out, put my sticks in there, my little rods to hold the lifters in place, put the new cam in, do the valve train, get it back together. Got the high pressure pump here, all modified up. Wind ditch tray is cleaned up. Every time, you know, we do a job, we always clean up the best we can. That way it goes back better than how it came in. We got the transmission cross member nice and painted up black. Oil pans nice and cleaned up. Steamed cleaned as well. Got the new freshly painted valve covers here and the front cover. This pump is... Dang! That is a problem with that car. This pumps off another vehicle. It's also a high pressure pump. Harmonic balancer. Pretty much have all the stuff here ready to go. Waiting on a few more things like an engine oil filter, oil, pickup tube O-ring that goes inside the oil pump. And we're gonna start assembling this thing back together. Hopefully get it running tonight and tuned. I don't know what time it is right now, but you know what? We should probably put a big clock somewhere in the middle. But yeah, let's get into it. We got the windage tray cleaned up. I took it off and cleaned it up. We got the oil pickup tube back on. The high pressure pump is on. The timing chain is on. You always want to put on the timing chain because you can't really take off the pump. I guess you could, it's just a pain, but nonetheless, we got everything back together, ready for the oil pan to go back on. We have it down there. Go to the, look at the oil pan. Got a new gasket for it, cleaned it all up. Go ahead and throw it in and get it sealed up and start putting in the cam. All right. By yourself. Hold 2 bolts in one hand. You're installing it with. You gotta clear the pickup tube. Always make sure everything's torqued too before you go back together with everything. All right, so now we're gonna get the cam out of here. These little sticks I use to hold the lifters in place. You want to give it a good turn. Make sure they're in there. And start taking out the old cam.
You just go hand tight with this right.
Yeah. And this truck has relatively low miles, so everything in the what's it called? In the engine was pretty clean. So this camshaft's probably gonna come out pretty clean too. You can hear he's starting on the valve springs over there. So I'm gonna start removing the cam and swap in the new custom grind I got for it. And this, you just want to do it steady. You don't want to rush it. You don't want to mess up a bearing. Got the last lobe right here. And there you have an OEM camshaft. So I got the custom cam over here with our logo on it. Oh crap. I'm an idiot. Alright. So, I'm going to take the cam over here. Or at least the one you're on before you, yeah, that way it'll break the retainer loose. Here. I'm basically just going to get the whole cam lathered and this stuff. This is just to not get some premature bearing damage. So I'm going to go ahead and start in this first lobe and put a little bit more. Custom cam going in. and it slides in. Cool. Now I'm gonna put on the retainer plate with some RTV around it. Since we didn't get a new one, you can just put a little bit of RTV on top of the existing gasket and put it on, torque it, put the timing chain on, make sure it's aligned with the crank up to spec, put everything back together. All right, so we got all the springs on this side, got the headers on with some new stainless steel hardware. I'm doing the timing on it right now. I was helping him do some other stuff, and I also did the cooler in the front. Looks nice and clean. Lines are tucked away, zip tied away. You got 2 more to go. Oh, you're on that, almost done, okay. So once he gets that done, it's gonna go by pretty fast. We're gonna put the passenger side manifold on, throw on the Y pipe. I'm gonna throw everything on the front. We don't have any coolant, so we might fill it up with water to flush the system, and then distilled water, and then we're gonna put some coolant in it tomorrow. But this looks like it's gonna be running tonight. It's got some special oil here. Should be good to go. You like those back valve springs in the very back?
Yeah. Super fun, right?
Little tip, if you're doing this, have a little tray for your keepers because they go flying everywhere. All right, so we got the front cover ready to go. All the springs are in. We got the brand new timing chain set over here. The new oil pump, everything's aligned, ready to go. ARP hardware on it. And we're ready to slap on the, you can see over here, he's throwing on the headers. We already got one of the headers on that side. This one. Oh, let me just double check. Everything's good. All right. Yeah. All right, so it's gonna be the first startup of the truck we just finished up. I already primed the engine. I cranked it, holding my foot down. It's to prime the engine with oil pressure. So we're gonna give it its first start. The cam's big. It's not gonna idle. All right, so we got the truck all finished up. Intake's back on. Headers are installed, valve covers are on. Still haven't put the liners in because we're gonna go drive it, make sure everything's good before we put everything back together, but liners are the last thing left to do on this truck. We got the oil cooler for the trans back there. That stock stall life.
Right.
What you looking at, buddy? Stall not liking this cam?
No. Definitely need a converter.
Like a 36.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to lower the idle down and drive quite a bit.
We're getting that truck washed up right now. Something we always do here. After our customer gets done with the build, we wash up their vehicle just to get it nice and pretty for them. We still got one more thing to do on the truck. before we turn it in, but we're gonna clean it up now. That way it looks good for pictures and video. We just foamed it down, cleaned up the wheels prior to cleaning the body. And he's about to start scrubbing it, getting all the bugs off the front, off those toll road pulls. All right, so we got the truck finished up. It's over here. It's parked up. We're gonna do the exhaust on it, like I said before, because it's stock. Fuck you. It's the truck is stock exhaust all the way back. So we're gonna do a carbon TR and dual tips on it. Misplaced the dual tips. I don't know where I put it. You know where I left? Oh, you know what? On the shelf. Here we go. So we're gonna put these tips on the truck. We're still waiting for the carbon TR exhaust to get here though. But stay tuned for the next video. We're gonna get that truck chopping hard.